Hi, welcome everyone to AllBrands. What is it? The AllBrands show with me, your host Courtney Dow. That we are live today. I feel like I haven't been live in forever. Hi everyone. I'm seeing everyone jumping on. So if you are watching this Thursday the 25th, is it almost at October? September 25th. We are live right now, so it means I can see you in the chat. So let's go say some hi to people in the chat while everyone's jumping on. Hi, Diana. You were the first one I saw a comment. So from Louisiana, I'm from Louisiana. Hi. Hello, Chris. Hey, Shelda. Let's say hello, NetNet from Newark, New York. Or New Jersey. Sorry, my brain's not working. Lena D. Hello. I'm seeing everyone jumping in. Oh, you're going fast. Hello, Cindy. Hello, Amelia. Hello, everyone. So we're live right now, which means I can see your questions. I can see your comments. So again, throughout the whole show, if you have a question, of course, put it in there. Now, we are doing one of my personal favorite shows. And Courtney, why do you enjoy this? Well, one, you guys seem to enjoy them. We're going to be testing out hacks today. And that is probably one of my favorite. I think you guys enjoy seeing me panic. I think that might be part of it, is that you guys enjoy seeing me be like, oh no, because I've never tried these hacks. I tried them live with you guys on camera and we see what happens. Now, tell me if you like ScanNCut hacks. You guys always seem to enjoy ScanNCut hacks, but let me know. Should we start doing sewing hacks, embroidery hacks, quilting hacks? Let me know in the comments. Love that. Linda said she loves hacks. Loves it. Yep. We're going to have a blast. Now, I was telling Lauren, our imaginary friend, I was like, I'm very nervous. I haven't done one of these. I hope it's going to be okay. I have some old mats, so if it ruins something, I'd rather ruin it on mine than you ruin them on yours. So I don't mind being the test dummy. But Lauren, our imaginary friend, always reminds us that don't forget to put hashtag AllBrands in that chat. Linda remembered hashtag AllBrands automatically enters you to win that $25 e-gift card. So go ahead and put those hashtag AllBrands. I'm seeing them. Jackie put hers. So those hashtag AllBrands are going to automatically enter you into winning a $25 AllBrands e-gift card. So don't forget hashtag AllBrands. All right. So there's the thing. There we go. Hashtag AllBrands in the chat automatically. All right. So let's go ahead and let's jump into the hacks. Now, you guys know that I use an SDX 330. Oop, I clicked the screen. There we go. But that doesn't mean that you can only do these on a 330. That's just the machine I happen to use. My favorites, you guys know, is the SDX 325 and the 330. So I think, Lauren, I feel like we should try the hardest hack first. So it has time to dry. She's probably sitting there like, okay. So the first hack actually consists of parchment paper or wax paper. I brought both just in case. Paint. And a prayer. And a shirt. I didn't grab the shirt and I'm seeing them right there across the room. Oh no, it's okay. So we'll do it on a piece of scrap fabric. Maybe we get some scrap fabric to do this hack. Let's see. I really want to do it on the shirt. I'm going to grab the shirt. I'm just going to grab it. Hold please. Gotta love a live show. All right. There you go. My things stay over there. All right, so I've got the shirt. Let's do it on this one. So we have just a long sleeve shirt right here. Now, Courtney, how are you going to take a shirt, parchment or wax paper, and paint? What's going to happen? So I saw this hack that said that if you take freezer paper and you put it to a shirt, so cut it out on your machine, iron it to your shirt, it'll make a one-time stencil, and then you can paint inside of it, peel it off, and it's supposed to make a really great stencil. Now, I couldn't find freezer paper, full transparency, but I do have wax paper and parchment paper. And Lauren, our imaginary friend, said parchment paper is just like freezer paper. So let me know in the comments. Let's see this. Live show reality is the best, right, Kathy? It so is. All right, now let's go ahead. Let's jump into our ScanNCut and let's pick out our design first. Awesome sauce. All righty. So why does it look so dark? I don't know. Let's go to pattern. Now, they typed out a bunch of words, and that's fine, but the thing I'm thinking is if I cut it out, it's going to, like, the inside of an A is going to be left or O is going to be left, and I don't really love that. So I could do that. Now, did you know that your ScanNCut actually has stencils built in? So let's go down. All right, now do you see this field right here with the little bitty teacup and A? Those are actual stencil fonts. So that is some fonts. These are different designs. Now, what makes them stencil, Courtney, is because if you see the opening, so look at the ABC, you see how there's those little gaps. So even if I cut them out, they're still going to stay together. So the inside of the A will still be there because that gap's left open. So if I wanted to do that, I absolutely could. Now, if you want to just use one of the regular fonts that's going to cut all the way through, you have that option too. But this will keep the inside of the A and B and everything like that. Now, even when I don't want to like leave that gap, I still a lot of times use the stencil fonts, because once it has the stencil on there and I've transferred it to something, I can go back and just fill in that little gap. And it's not hard. Now, I'm not great at freehanding, but I can fill in a little gap real fast. So if you guys watched the video that we did, the little mat, look, he's right over there. Remember when we did the floor mat? Let me grab him. This guy. You remember we used the stencil font to do our big D on here. This was last year. Can't believe it's already been a year. So that was a stencil one. And then I filled it in. Now, I don't really think you could tell where I filled it in, because all I had to do was do a straight line. And that was a lot of fun on that one. All right. So let's just jump into it. Let's create our design. So I think I want to, let's see, they've got some really good designs in here that are stencil design. Oh, the pretty bow. That would be a fun one. I really like that one. All right, let's go down. Oh, the little teapot's cute. I'm leaning to the bow. I don't know. Is that crazy? That might be a little crazy. Or do we want to do something simple, just like a letter? So let's do like an A for Alex or an A for AllBrands. That would be cute. Let's up its size though. There we go. Cute. Yes, awesome. Love that one. Alrighty, so we've got that. Now, they were saying on their hack that their freezer paper had like a rough side to it, and then it had a smooth side to it. So they actually put the smooth side on their mat, and then the rough side they had facing up, but that was the side that they actually ironed down to their shirt. So they've had to flip their design, so we can flip our design. Now, I'm filling this parchment. There is a smooth side. It's like a bit of a rough side on the other side. I don't know if it's going to tack down to that shirt. Maybe it only needs to tack down a little bit so it doesn't stay there. I think we should test the hack on both wax paper and on parchment. I think that might be what we do. Maybe we can put them next to each other and see who does better. It's a parchment wax paper runoff. All right, so I'm going to cut out just a little piece. I'm going to use the paint to hold it down. Okay. All right, we've got a little piece of it. Now, I'm going to mark it with a pen real fast because I want to remember which one was which, because they're both white. So on the paper side, I'm going to write a P for parchment, if this pen works. You know what? I can see it. All right, let's get a piece of wax paper. All right, and we're going to write a W, so I know that one. In hindsight, they are kind of easy to tell apart, but just in case they weren't, there we go. All right, we want to give each other the best fighting chance. All right, gorgeous. All right, so we've got each of our pieces, and I'm thinking a standard mat might be best for this. Now, you might think a low-tech mat, but I swear all my low-tech mats have seen better days. All my standard mats have also seen better days. Let's see. Ooh, that one's really sticky. I say that, and then I grab one that's actually sticky. Let's see. You know what? Let's do it on standard and hope for the best. All right. All right. So, all right. We're going to put this one paper side down on the standard mat like that. Ooh. Do you see that? It wants to curl up. It does not want to stick to the sticky mat. And this is the wax. That's the parchment. The parchment doesn't want to stick down. All right. The wax stayed down perfectly. Uh-oh. Look, here, let me show you guys up close. So like, look, the parchment is wanting to pull up, but that wax paper right there, that's stuck down there. There's also a piece of my hair. There we go. All right. So I might just tape her down, but then when she's cutting, she's going to like want to pull off on herself. But like, and this is a really sticky standard mat for once. I'm going to tape her down, but I don't think that's going to stay down. It doesn't want to. Well, yeah, because parchment wants to come off of something sticky. All right. So I wonder how they made it stick to their mat. I'm going to cut this piece off. That's, I don't know. Didn't see that one coming. I didn't think the hard part would be getting it to stick to the mat. All right, let's see. All right, so we've got this design. It looks fantastic. Now, I did tell you that we would have to flip it because we flipped it. We get our dog hair on that line, Jane. All right, so I have our design. I'm going to go to Edit, Object Edit, and then that flip button is right there. Boop. Fantastic. I'm going to come here to the plus, and I'm going to pretend something just didn't fall, and I'm going to hit that plus because I want a second one. All right. Fantastic. Why am I a little nervous? All right. I'm a little nervous. All right, let's load her in. I love that it's about to cover my hair. All right. Ooh, wrong camera. There we go. All right. Everything looks good. Let's hit OK. OK again. When I'm so serious, I do not test these hacks before I hang out with you guys. All right, please select, and we want to cut. I mean, hold on, let me grab a blade. Let's see. Now I've been touring around to the stores, and so I have a vinyl blade in here. That should not be the blade I use. I know it's going to cut through fine. I wish I didn't have it. I wish I had my regular one, but that's what I have right now. So let's hit start. All right, she's going to come over. There we go. So scared it's not going to stick down. I feel like this one will, but I don't know if, it's wanting to pull up. Y'all see that? It does not want to stick to the mat. I don't even think a fabric mat would hold it down. Ooh, I hear things moving. So it makes me nervous. Oh, wait, is it staying? Oh, something's already coming out. Yeah, it does not want to stay on there. Okay, it cut it out and it did a great job, but it is wanting to come off that mat really badly. I don't even think a fabric mat would hold that down. I need new mats. Annie, girl's saying. Annie's like, I need new mats. Annie, you are not alone in that thought. Honestly, if you're from Behind the Seams, our membership group, our YouTube membership group, you went shopping with me in the Baton Rouge store, and I picked up some new mats. I got the mats I told y'all about. I got the vinyl I was telling y'all about. I got the new blades. Like, they went shopping with me. It was fun. All right, so this is already falling off, but it cut beautifully. It did a great job. All right, where's my spatula tool? All right, I did tape it down. The tape's coming off easily. Yeah, it was not wanting to stick. I'm going to try, you know what? I'll stick a bit of it to a fabric mat and see if that holds it down. But this was a brand new standard mat. I don't think it's going to hold it down. All right, gorgeous. So it did a great job cutting out our A. It's already wanting to peel on itself. But don't worry, we're going to try to iron it down in a minute. All right, let's try to get our wax paper off. Ooh. Oh, that was perfect. Okay, wax paper for the win. If this sticks down to our shirt, wax paper would be great. Let's see. I'm going to get the rest of this off my mat. Yeah, it's coming off my mat easily. Didn't damage my mat. If it sticks down to the shirt, this might be my new favorite thing. I'm going to get my hair off the mat. It's a great day. There we go. All right, let's get our shirt. There we go. Okay. There you go. I'm going to iron it just a little bit to get it heated up. Also, there's wrinkles in it. All right, let me move the camera so you guys can see. Boop, boop, boop. All right, let's span out just a little. All right, gotta love a good live. All right, so we have our shirt here. She is ready. She is warm. And so this one was our wax. This one was our parchment. I feel like wax might do it. Now, the only thing I'm thinking is, isn't wax, like, not sticky on both sides, but, like, I feel like if I put my iron to this, maybe it wouldn't be a good idea. I'm going to test it on a bit of it. And then we have our parchment. I wish I would have made the A's just a little bit smaller. Let's see. Okay, wax paper is my favorite right now. Because, like, it's rolling up on itself. And then wax paper is behaving. All right, let's try this one right here. feel like I'm gonna have to tape her. Yeah, she's not wanting to sit pretty. All right. Which side was the side that it was supposed to be? Let's see. I flipped it in the machine. I'm gonna cheat real fast and look. Okay, so it's supposed to be this side, this way. Okay. I left the tape on there thinking I was being smart about it. Yeah. Okay. Let's try. Iron it down. I hope this doesn't hurt my iron. Oh, that's not ironing down. Not even a little bit. The paper side. Yeah. Let's see. Nope. You see that? Okay, let's try it again. Let's try it on the bigger piece. And it's high heat. No. See, it's pulling up. Protect your iron. Anne's like, girl, the iron. Because this is the paper side, so I didn't think it would hurt my iron, but it is not ironing down at all. Like it's not even pretending to iron down. Now, the only thing the iron is doing is flattening it, so it's not curling up as much as it was. So that's good. Let me take the paper off. I mean, the tape off. So I think that's really all it's doing is making the, ooh, it didn't want to stick for a second there. All right. I think y'all are right. Let me put a piece of protective cloth in between and then really press it down on there. All right, let's see. All right, here we go. I've got some scrap fabric right here. But the only thing with that, with it curling up, now I feel like I can't see it. And is it curling up on itself, you know? Okay, let's try it. All right. I'm like putting pressure on it too. I don't know. I feel like wax paper is going to do it. I don't know why. I feel like wax. But then is the wax paper going to want to stick to this fabric? Like, should have I had like a non-stick, like Teflon sheet, you know, in between? Cover it with plain paper, plain piece of paper, then iron on the paper. Yeah, Marcia, let's try it. Okay, let's see if this worked. All right. Put you guys close. There we go. Now it pulled up. Okay, let's try the paper. She said, put a piece of plain paper. Let me grab some. Thank goodness I have my print mode about all the time. Okay. All right, let's try that. Let's see, it's curling up on itself so bad. I'm just going to try it in this one area and see if it works. Let's see. I wouldn't use parchment. Shilda, I think you're right. All right. Yep, no, parchment didn't really work. It just rolled up on itself. Let's try the wax paper. So far, he's been my favorite, but I don't know if he's going to stick down. Now, it makes me nervous to put wax paper. Did it stick down? Okay, let's put a piece of fabric, or let's put the paper. Let's put the paper. That way it shouldn't stick to the paper, right? And if it does, heaven forbid. Okay, let's try that. This is a lot of work, Deborah. I know. Deborah's like, I don't know about the. Well, if it worked and we used the right thing, I think it's because we're trying two out at the same time. All right, I'm curious. Did it work? No, it wants to pull up. Darn. It's definitely doing something. I think, is it sticking to the paper? No, it's not sticking to the paper. Well, the one thing about the wax, oh, it is sticking to the paper. Get off my paper. The one thing about the wax paper, though, it did sit flat the whole time. And so I feel like if you were like really careful with it, because like, look, it's been sticking down. It hasn't rolled up like our friend over here did. So I feel like if you were going to do it, then this would make sense. Now I'm going to be on a hunt for our next video for freezer paper, because they were saying freezer paper. So I feel like they said freezer paper or parchment paper. I don't think parchment paper works, but I feel like this would work. It is holding down. Now, it's not stuck on there, so it could move when you're doing your stenciling. I think that was the whole point. It was going to give you a crisp, nice stencil because it was staying on there. So I don't think this one's going to be great. Wax side down on fabric. It's the rough side's down. I was like, do I know? Yeah, the rough side's down, and it is not sticking to it. So I'm still going to use it. I'm still going to do it. I forgot a brush, so we're going to fingerprint a little bit. But let's see if it gives us a good crisp line. All right. Just going to do it. It moved. Maybe if you had a brush, you'd be more careful, Court. All right. Okay, it did work technically. It did give us a little line, but it did move. So look, I got something somewhere else I didn't want it to be. Yeah, I would say this is a hack fail. Personally, not my favorite. I've made a mess. Not my favorite. So especially not parchment. Parchment did not work, not a single bit. So no, did put a little A on this paper. That was fun. I would say it's a hack fail. All right, let's move into our next hack and pretend that one never existed. Not my favorite. Now the next hack was putting, let me get mat, there we go. Putting down transfer to your mat to cut out felt, wool, anything that's going to leave debris. Now, I've talked about this before, and I usually don't because I use Totally Awesome to put keep my mat clean, and clean it over a while. So I never do this, but this is something that people really believe in. So I'm going to give it a chance. So I've got some Brother Transfer here, and I'm going to stick it down to one section of our mat. Let's see. Is it better to pull off the paper and then put it down, or put it down, then pull off the paper? That's a good question. I'm going to give it a good chance. I'm going to put it over here. Okay. Yeah, I think paper, because you see that? I store it in a roll, usually, like on a big roll, so it already wants to go up. So I feel like if I take that off like this, off of its paper backing, it's less likely to want to roll in itself. And then let's put it down on our mat. Yep, that was the move. Yeah, it wants to stick down now perfectly. Now let's see if I use the brayer tool, because I can do a brayer and it doesn't get stuck. Is it going to get stuck on here? Oh, did you see that? The brayer wants to take it off my mat. Well, hey, if you ever have a problem with getting it off, the brayer seems to want to do it. That's so funny because my brayer does not get stuck to the stickiness of my mat, but it really wants to just take that with it. Okay, good to know. All right, I need to avoid the brayer if I'm doing this hack. Good to know. All righty, there we go. So now I'm going to take some felt, and we're going to cut out the same design out of a section with and without that little transfer on there to give it its best chance. There we go. Okay, so we're going to put some felt where the transfer is, and I'm going to cut it better this time. Okay, and we're going to take some felt and put it where the transfer is not. So we got felt where the transfer is and felt where it's not. Now, personally, when I do felt, I usually don't put it on a standard. I put it on a fabric mat, but she is holding it down very well. Okay, standard mat. I take it back half the things I said. No, I'm just kidding. All right, fantastic. There we go. Now, again, I wish I had, and I don't think I do, I wish I had the right blade. And I think it's in the classroom right now because we are still getting ready for AllBrands Academy. Yeah, I think it's downstairs. Let me check. Let me check my stash. I do. Nope, it doesn't have blade in it. Gosh darn. The amount of ScanNCut mats and blades, you'd think I'd have one on hand. No worries. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to load it in our machine. All right. Now, I don't want to do my Stencil A. Thank you, Stencil A, for your help, but no thank you. All righty. We're going to come home. Oh, Barbara said I put iron-on stabilizer on my felt. Very cool. Let's give it that stability. All right, so I'm going to come in here into my shapes, and I'm just going to get a simple design. We don't want anything crazy. Ooh, let's do a heart. All righty. Perfect. All right, I want 2 of them, and I'm going to do a little bit smaller. Set. Fantastic. All right, have you guys ever done where you can scan in your mat right here to see what's available for you on screen? I love doing that when I'm doing appliques, because sometimes you only need a little bit to do an applique, and I don't want to waste material. So if I do this and just scan it in, it works every time. It's fantastic. Now it's going to show me on the screen what's available to me. There it is. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and bring those down. And I know I have enough material. Bring them down. Now, if you're like Courtney, it's really hard to see that. I don't know if I'm right there. If you hit edit, and look, a magnifying glass pops up at the top. And now you can magnify and zoom in. Now, if you click the magnifying glass down here, it'll let you magnify 400%. Now, you're like, where did our design go? The icons right here and right here let you move what you're looking at. This actually moves the item, your design. So I'm going to come down. They can see the fuzz from the felt. That's cool. If I hit the design, it's going to put a little red box around it. Now I can see it pretty well. I'm not sure if you can see it well on camera, but I can see it pretty well right here. So I want to move it over. So I'm going to hit these tools and it moves it over for me. Fantastic. All right, I think I'm right on the money on both. So let's go ahead and we're going to hit OK. OK again. Please select, and we want to cut. All right, let's hit start. All right, here she goes. Always like to, do you ever do this? Do you do like the final push down? like stay on there, please. I do it all the time. It's a very bad habit. All right, here she goes. All right, so this is the felt just on the mat itself. Okay. Beautiful, fantastic. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Here we go. Felt on the transfer. I love doing this compare contrast thing. I don't know if you can tell. That's my jam. All right, done. Are you coming back again? Oh, it's thick felt. Okay, so the reason she's coming back and cutting a second time is that's how the ScanNCut works. It can do up to a 3 millimeter thickness. However, if it's something super thick, like this is 3 millimeter felt, or pretty close. I think it's like a 2.78. Anyways, it's pretty close to 3 millimeters. And so it doesn't want to force that blade down. It wants to actually guide it through and like score it just a little bit. And then it comes down and it scores it a little bit more. So you get those nice crisp edges instead of forcing that blade. And that's when you get things that are move and push off of your mat. Because like the last thing we want to do is it move and then cut in the wrong spot. Okay, I can't keep this to myself. Oh, that's good. It's so good. Okay, I was a little rough with this, so I broke that, but like, oh, that's nice. Okay, so that was just on there on the mat itself. All right, let's do the transfer one. Oh, it cut through the transfer. Do you see that? Because it didn't allot that there was transfer, so that it just knows, oh, that's where my mat is. And we told it to cut all the way through. If we had told it like half cut, then yeah, maybe you wouldn't have cut that, but then it maybe wouldn't have cut all the way through our felt. Half cuts when you're doing like vinyl and stuff. So, all right, just a heads up, it does cut through. All right, so let's get it off our mat. Let me get my spatula tool. We're gonna wiggle, 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 get it off of our mat. Oh no, look at the debris. Ah, the humanity. All right, there's our heart. Oh, it did such a good job. That is so cute. Okay, Courtney, focus. Let's get it off of here. Go, same concept. Did it cut through the whole transfer or was it just the end? Because I can see that it cut through the end, but I don't know if it cut up top. We'll have to see. All right. All right. Wasn't crazy hard to get it off my mat. All right. That felt pretty good too. So they look identical. This was the one that came from here. This is the one that came from here. And I can't tell a difference personally in them. I think they both came out wonderful. So here we go. Fantastic, fantastic. All right, let's see the transfer. Okay, so it looks like the transfer, it cut at the bottom. It didn't cut all the way through here at the top. I'm pretty sure if I pull it, yeah, it will come off. So it did cut all the way through. So it didn't hurt my mat. And my mat is clean on that side. So now, you know that I use Totally Awesome. It's fantastic. It's totally awesome to clean my mat. So that's why I don't do this hack. I've seen a lot of people do it, but honestly, Totally Awesome will get it off in like 2 seconds flat, and it's fantastic. So this is Totally Awesome. I need a new bottle because it is getting to the very end of my bottle. But let's just clean our mat real fast. I do see that it did leave just a bit. You see that right there? It did leave a bit. I wonder how. Oh, it's when it cut through. Yeah. That's when, okay, it did cut through. So it did leave a bit, but it didn't leave as much as this side. So, hey, you know, we'll count that as a win. I really need a new bottle of Totally Awesome. I actually have the like gallons, the gallon size one that I just keep refilling. All right, we're going to be really bad and we're just going to pour it right here. I need to get a new one. There we go. All right, I'm going to use my spatula tool real fast to just push it around. I'll even put some over here. There we go. And you see where it's like moving all that gunk now? All right. Let me move my mat. So there it goes. Now, if your sprayer works and you have a proper full bottle, then you just spray a light mist and it's great. There we go. Look at all that come up. Isn't that cool? I will say, and this is calling myself out a little bit, I kind of really enjoy doing this part. I really do, because it's kind of cool to see all the gunk come off my mat. Like, it's fantastic. Look at that. Look at that. How cool is that? All right, so totally awesome. Has completely cleaned it off of my mat. And now all I have to do is leave my mat to dry. Look at all the gunk. Tell me, do you do that? Don't lie. When you clean something, you're like, oh. So there we go. Now all I have to do is leave it to dry. It's going to bring back all that stickiness. So let me know in the comments, because I'm not going to say it's a hack fail, because it did work. I don't think it's a hack fail. I need some of that. Barbara, it's great. So they've got it at the Dollar Tree. It used to be $1.25 or $1, now $1.25. Don't get me started on that. And it was great. So let me know. Are you team put the transfer on there and for easy cleanup, or are you team just clean up with Totally Awesome? Let me know in the comments. There's no correct answer. Okay, there's no correct answer. Now, Lauren, our imaginary friend, has been awesome starring comments, so I'm gonna hurry up and do that before we move into our next hack. Hey, Joanne Banco. Okay, I love Joanne Banco. I won't go on and on like I usually do, but she's a wealth of knowledge. When I tell you that woman knows her stuff. She said, have you talked about the best pens for ScanNCut drawing? What are your recommendations? For Joanne Bango, what are your recommendations? Ooh, we get it from the legend herself. I love that. Let's see. There we go. Wonder if weeding box would be a way to make individual stencil letters. Could be. Yeah, it would put it around it. It's just like the inside of an A, inside of the O kind of thing is usually what I think. But yeah, definitely try. Freezer paper is supposed to stay on when ironed. I'll be curious if it will stay. I know I need to go and find some that says freezer paper, because everyone was telling me parchment would work and wax paper, but neither of those really worked. So we need to find some that say actual freezer paper on our next video. All right, question. Yes, Jackie. Recommendations to cut alphabet stencils. Trying to cut out a stencil plastic in order. Let's see. Whoop. Goodness, guys, the screen is so far away from me. In order to use multiple times, I need to be able to keep the inside attached to the letters such as A and O. Yeah, so the stencil letters inside the machine itself, I would highly recommend using those, because they have the gap where you could keep the inside of them. And so what I usually do is there's stencil paper out there that you can purchase. It's fantastic. Brother actually has some. But a lot of times, and I've done this on a show, I think for Behind the Seams, I didn't have any. And so I just went and got a folder, like a plastic folder, and I cut it out of that, and it did great. And it was washable. That was the thing about making it, using it multiple times. So if I had paint and I kind of painted and dabbed the paint on it, then I can go and wash it off and then use it over and over and over again. And so the plastic worked. It did work. The plastic folder did work, but there are stencil papers or plastics that you can purchase. Let's see. Totally Awesome stabilizer is similar to freezer paper. Wait, Totally Stable stabilizer. What is that? See, this is why I love that woman. She tells me about all the good things. I'm like, what is that? Can I have that? What is that? Good to know. I'm going to be cutting felt soon. Oh, fantastic. Perfect timing. There we go. I put iron on stabilizer on my felt. Yep. To give it the little stability, especially if it's not like, this is a really high quality felt. Like, you can't see through this. It's super, super high quality. Let me show you up close. So I love this felt because, again, it's solid. Like, it's definitely not one that you can see through. You know, some of that felt you can like see through. It's like a wisp of felt. Like, this is not. She is thick. Like, she is a thick felt. But say you wanted to use one, or maybe they only had the color that you wanted in that felt that maybe just was like a wisp of it, then putting that stabilizer on the back would actually, one, let it run through the machine better, but two, it would actually give it a little bit of stability. And then whenever you're putting it on or creating with it, it doesn't just like pull and distort. That's another thing about felt, especially when it's one that you can see through, is putting it on your mat. Well, your machine will cut through great, especially that rotary blade. Love that rotary blade. But if you take your spatula and you're trying to be careful, you know, and you're going slow, sometimes it still might pull just a bit. If it's not, you know, super, what's the word? Hefty, like this one is, it still might want to pull a little bit of it. So that's a fantastic idea. All right, let's see. I think I got to the bottom of the starred ones. Yay. I actually want to hear your opinion on pens. Oh, okay. With the old-fashioned Sharpies, but I need to add tape to keep it tight. Oh, for the universal pen holder, it's not holding tight for you. So there's the ballpoint ones that I've used. I've liked those. I've been using, they don't have, how do I explain this? It's still like a felt tip. It's not the pin ones. I've been using a lot of fabric pins, and I haven't found one that I absolutely love, but I've been doing a lot of fabric pins on stuff, especially with she's not sitting right there. She's downstairs, but with my Avenir with the ISR, I like making stencils to go and use with the ISR because I cannot eyeball things to save my life. So I've been doing a lot of feather designs and stuff like that. And so I'll take my fabric, put it on my mat, and then draw on it first with the fabric pins. Now, usually my fabric pins aren't the ones that stay permanent. It's the ones that are like friction pins. It's not a friction pin, but it's kind of like that with a felt tip, and it's been doing great. All right, you guys are so funny. All right, so let's move on to our next one. I'm going to keep these. I can't throw them out. They're precious. I feel like we're not going to put them on her chest, Courtney. All right, let me pick up my bed. All right, so the next one, let me find them. I moved them. They're over here. Okay, I'm just going to be frank. I don't feel like this is a ScanNCut problem. So there are not a ton of ScanNCut videos out in the world. They're just not. There's not a ton of education on it, which is one of the main reasons we started doing education on it. And so I saw a hack that someone was saying it was hard for them to load their mats into their machine. They had a different brand. Now, with wrong one. Let me move you. With ours, there are little nodes right here on our ScanNCut machines to help you guide it through. Let me move the camera real fast. That's why I had it in that different spot and I moved things. Let's see. All right, there we go. All right, so on ScanNCut, if you ever look at them right here on the side, right there, there's these little notches. So whenever you take your mat and you go to load it in, it just sits in between those little notches right here. Well, I noticed on her machine, the model of the version that she had, it wasn't ScanNCut, there weren't notches right there. It was just flat. So yeah, I totally understand them having issues with getting it to load in. So what she did was actually take some paper clips. Now I've got two different sizes here because I wasn't sure what size. But what she did, let's try both sides. Compare and contrast. There we go. So she took a paper clip and she taped it to her machine. And she said it made it so much easier for her to load. And she loved it. And she'll never take the paper clips off. I don't think we need that. But I'm going to try it. Because what if it is amazing? And I'm like, why haven't I paper clipped my machine before? All right. So I've got some tape here. And I've got paper clips. Now, the big one, see, it's not going to be able to fit in here. It would be like out here. I don't know. All right, I think the small one might be a better bet. All right, let's get some tape. Courtney, what did you do today? Tape things to my ScanNCut? Okay. Okay, here we go. I just don't think this is super necessary for us. Yeah, see, if I do that, I feel like it still sticks out. Like the tape sticks out, and now I can't put my thing in there because it's supposed to go under the paper clip. I mean, technically, I think it works. All right, let's put the other side of the paper clip. I don't think this is a ScanNCut problem. I told my husband that, and he was cracking up at me. I was like, there's certain hacks that I see online because, again, not a ton of ScanNCut information out there in the world. And I feel like when I go to try to test their hacks, they don't work on my ScanNCut because we don't have that problem. I don't know. All right. This feels very wrong putting tape to my machine. Okay, so we've got a paper clip here. We've got a paper clip here. We'll put that in there. Okay, let's see. All right, let's load. I mean, I don't think this is a problem that we have. Okay, so it didn't not do any. I mean, it didn't hurt it. Feel like it's fine. I don't know. Let me know. I don't feel like there's a reason that we have to. So I'm going to pull these off. So thank you so much, paper clips. I don't think that's the problem that we have. Let's unload. All right, I'm going to do it without the paper clips now. So we're going to butt them up. Again, we've got the little nodes that we can use. Load it in. Yeah, it did the same thing. I think they don't have the nodes, and I think that's something that they should probably do for their machines because it makes it so easy for us to do it. So I don't think this is a problem that we were going to have now. What did I expect putting the paper clips on there? I wasn't really sure what to expect. I was like, hey, Maybe it'll make it, sturdy. No, it didn't really do anything, but we tried it. Okay. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be a hack fail because technically, no, I'm gonna say it's a hack fail because we didn't need it. It's not necessary. So it's not, didn't do anything spectacular, didn't change anything about our machine. It just, I want to say she had a silhouette. Let me know. Have you ever used one? Does it not have those notes? Because I want to say her machine was a silhouette. Let's see. Anne said, I'm getting a new embroidery machine this year, but changed my mind. Taking my kids to Disney Cruise next year for Christmas. Congratulations. That's going to be so much fun. ScanNCut is awesome. I know, Elizabeth. It's a lot of fun. All right, guys. Hurry up and ask any of your questions in the chat. Hurry and ask them. Let's see. Jackie said, are the alphabets built into the machine used for stenciling? If so, what are the design numbers related to my previous question? So those stencils that I showed you, and those are in the machine. So it depends on what ScanNCut that you have, because certain ones have different designs built into them. So I know for like my SDX 330 and 330, was it 325 and 330? There are stencils in both of them. I want to say 225 also had stencils and 230. So, all right, let's see. So it was pattern, scroll down one, and those are your stencil designs. All right, that have that little opening. So all of those are stencil designs, even these really cute little border ones. I think I did the bow before, and I've done that bow before. That bow is precious. Oh my goodness, it's adorable. All right, so now we're getting some questions. Let's see. I would be afraid the paper clips might come off loose and get caught inside. Right. Well, luckily you can open it up to get to the scanner if anything ever gets stuck. And I've done this a few times on the show, opening up my scanner. So let's do it. All right, we're going to unplug it because, electricity. You get to see my mess. There it is. It's everything from the show. All right. So I'm going to flip my ScanNCut over. It's okay. Now, right here, wrong side, right there, you're going to see a little tab. So I'm going to pull this out. Did you know that your ScanNCut has a little bitty, what would you call this? Not a mat, but a little extension table in the back to pull out. I never pull it out. I don't think it actually does anything being this small, but it's there if you want it. But what I use it for is whenever I push this down and then I use it to pull out. There we go. And there's my scan bar. You see that right there, that black? That's your scan bar. So if you ever have like, you when you're scanning in, you see like there's some schmutz or something like on your scan and it's not a clean scan, there's probably something on your scan bar. The culprit of things that I clean off of there the most are vinyl. Vinyl, pressure sensitive vinyl that have for some reason, if the vinyl is getting old and it just like peels in like when I'm cutting, and little bits will get stuck in there. Or if I'm weeding really close to my machine and it's a lot of little bits and I'm not being super careful, sometimes they can end up in there. Sometimes fluff from like felt and wool when I'm cutting a lot of that out could get stuck in there. And so all I do is take a microfiber cloth. Do I have one in here? No, it's all over there. And I just go in there and I just wipe it. So I never want to put anything sharp in there because we don't want to scratch our scanner. Now, a tech told me this one time. He said, if there is a button or some way to slide something off, then you're allowed to touch it. If you have to unscrew something, like take screwdrivers and unscrew something, you have no business being in that part of the machine. He was talking to me directly because I always want to look. So he said that was in the manual because none of us ever read that. He said that it was actually in the manual. They want you to be able to get that in case you ever need to clean it off, because we don't want to have to bring it to a tech for just something stuck in there like that. And we're just to clean it off. He said dust and whatnot. So that you're supposed to be able to do. So that's okay. I'm going to slip, my words are having fun today. I'm going to slip this back in. There we go. There we go. So there we go. And you can cover my mess again. Thank you. There we go. All right. Let me check the comments. I cracked myself up. There we go. All righty. I copied wallpaper and made a stencil from it to stencil my bathroom curtains. I may do it again for my sewing room, copy the pattern from the fabric and those then cutting boards. Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah, absolutely. She said, I'm here, but I'm late. You're good. All right, guys. So hurry up and leave any ScanNCut questions that you have. I do need to clean my ScanNCut. Don't we all? Goodness me. I've had tape stuck under mine. I need to clean my scan bar. Yeah, absolutely. It's so easy. Just take it off. You're going to see that little bitty push down button, little node that you just kind of hold down to and then pull it up from that tray and it's going to slide right out and you should be A-okay on that one. Yep. All right. Let's see. I'm trying to make sure I'm not missing anything. I use my ScanNCut to make custom lanyards for our friends' cruise coming up. So fun. I've never been on a cruise. I have a thing with water. You're never going to see an AllBrands cruise. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You probably, you could cut we could probably cut stencils with the plastic meat cutting boards at the Dollar Trees. They would be perfect. I've done that. They work great. Yep. As long as it's underneath the 3 millimeter thickness. Now, when it is stencil, it's always, way thinner. It'll do a-okay. Make sure it has some bend to it. So it says this was my stencil board. And if it was solid and it didn't have any bend, don't put that in your machine. That's too hard. But if it has a little bend to it, then that's okay to put in your machine. Yep. You would absolutely be fine. Let's see. Oh, no worry, Nancy's like, I'm going to have to rewatch. I came in late. Any word on longer fabric mats? Deborah, when I tell you, as soon as I hear a whiff of we're getting one, you're going to hear me from the rooftops. I'm going to be so excited about it because I have been waiting for a 12 by 24 Swift fabric mat. Don't worry. Our brother rep is probably so tired of me saying it. Every time I see her, I'm like, hey, Joe, what about that 12 by 24 fabric mat? She's like, well, hello to you too. I'm like, I want it. You can't give me something awesome and not give me all the awesome. So hopefully they do. I would love that. Let's see. So Courtney, I found out that I can also print fabric using my Silhouette print fabric. You can cut fabric. Fantastic. Let's see. Let's see. Software. Did you know this? You can Silhouette from your Silhouette software. You can print fabric or you can cut fabric. I'm not sure on that one. I don't have a Silhouette. So, all right. So hurry, ask me any questions because we are 46 minutes in and we still have to do that giveaway. So if you have not put in hashtag AllBrands, hurry up and do it now. Let's see. Oh, I'm seeing. Let's see. We still need a letter to, what is it? We still need to letter write for 24-inch. You know what? Do it. There you go. Write your local, I was going to say AllBrands, brother dealer, but don't do that to us. We've been asking for it too. Right, brother themselves. We've been asking for it a ton. It's been great. All right, Lauren says time for the giveaway. All right, ready? Here we go. All right, who's it going to be? There we go, ML from Iowa. Congratulations. You just won a $25 AllBrands e-gift card. Congratulations. Please email events@allbrands.com with your name, number, and address. That is events@allbrands.com with your name, number, and address to claim your $25 e-gift card. Congratulations. That is so exciting. I love when you guys win things. It makes me happy. I saw a comment. I want to grab it real fast. Courtney, have you sent out designs from the Academy? They're on your USB. So they are on your USB. Yep. The USB that we gave you in your packet. They are on there. Let's see. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I love doing hacks videos with you guys. It is so much fun. Don't forget that the Brother ScanNCut is available on our website, allbrands.com, as well as accessory, notions, all sorts of awesome things, machines. It's great. And we truly appreciate when you guys do purchase through us because we are a mom and pop just trying to survive in this world. So thank you guys to everyone that comes into any of our 7 retail stores. Yes, 7. And our website, allbrands.com. Thank you. We are truly a family-owned and operated business. My kids are somewhere around here running around because living at the quilt store is life. So it is a lot of fun, but thank you guys so much. You are letting our family continue our dream, which is this awesome place that we get to do. So thank you guys so much. I'm not going to get mushy. I'm very excited. I get to see Barbara tonight. She's heading down for AllBrands Academy Baton Rouge. So yay! Even if you didn't sign up for the Baton Rouge Academy, come say hi. We're going to have tons of awesome deals and all sorts of things going on during Academy. And then, guys, in a week and a half, I'll be at Houston Quilt Festival. Yeah. So if you have not planned to come to Houston Quilt Festival, what are you doing? Make sure you're making your plans to come to Houston Quilt Festival this year. It's early. It is early this year. It's wild. So it's actually early October, not during Halloween. Woo! So make sure you're making your plans to come to Houston Quilt Festival. We're going to have so many awesome friends. We're going to have Angela Wolf, Jerry Granada, Alexis Galloway, Tina Balloway. I need to learn how to say her last name. Cindy Hogan. You know I love Cindy Hogan. So we are going to have so many friends. So not only does AllBrands do the brother booth, we also help with the Sew Study booth. the dyeing booth, so designs and machine embroidery booth. We also do the Bernina E16 booth. We also do the Reliable booth. We have an AllBrands village that we put on, and it is a lot of fun. And all of your favorite educators that you get to see in person. So it's fantastic. So make sure that you're signed up to come to Houston Quilt Festival. Tickets are always open for Houston Quilt Festival, and the quilts are fantastic. All right, guys, I will see you next week. Don't forget that Saturday is AllBrands After Hours, and we're going to make a quilted witch's hat. So I will see you Saturday to make that. I will see y'all then. Bye, y'all.